Yo guys, welcome to this video. Today I'm back. Sorry, I've been posting for about 2 weeks, slash 3 weeks. Basically, if you didn't know, I was injured, as you saw from the photos just now. Most people probably know from my Instagram and my Facebook and stuff like that. For the people who didn't know, I wanted to make a video on obviously crashing and everything like that. So basically I'm just going to get started on how I crashed, from what I know of how I crashed, and basically what I've basically been doing since I crashed. As you saw from the start of the video, that was the day before I crashed, me riding. On the day I actually crashed, I was at Lily Stop and I was in suspension testing with White Power, which is my suspension company, what I'm sponsored by. So obviously thanks for them for coming out and trying to help me test suspension and stuff. But yeah, basically what happened is, yeah, I was testing the new suspension, just put in new front forks, trying new setting out on them. Going out for, I think, about 25 minutes or something like that. Stefan said just go out and test it, so see what you think, pull in after a couple laps. Pulled in after a couple laps, said some stuff, and he said, okay, go back out. Went back out, and then I think it was like 3 or 4 laps in. I can't remember what happened, to be honest, myself, but I had Dylan Walsh behind me and Roman Fevra, ex-world champion, and Dylan Walsh is in the MX2 and riding well at the moment. So yeah, they were both behind me from what they've told me and stuff. And if you don't know, at Lily Stop there is a whoop section. I'll try and get a clip of it if I have one somewhere. Basically it's 2 singles and then the whoop section. In the whoop section it is double. Apparently this is what happened. I was going to double in, but as I doubled in I tried to wheelie or something, and basically my front end dipped and I went over the bars and straight over the second whoop and landed into the third whoop. And basically what went through my helmet was a massive rock, probably about this big, nice pointy sharp one. That one went straight through my helmet and went through the pads, through everything, and basically put a tiny little scar on my head now. It's not so big now because it's all healed up and everything, but yeah, at the time I couldn't remember anything. The impact from me crashing as well dislocated my right hip. So I had a massive hole, like a cut in my head, and a massive hole in my helmet, and dislocated my hip. So from what I can remember out of that, I can't remember anything of me crashing. What I remember from this point onward was me laying down in between the whoops, and then I had Jens, my teammate, and Robbie, a person who we train with, Stefan, and Zai, my mechanic, and Roman Fevra was there making sure I was okay and everything because he was behind me and made everyone stop. Basically my leg was like this and I couldn't remember anything. So my leg was just like this hand. I was in between the whoops obviously, so it's uneven ground. So had Jens and Robbie put loads of dirt underneath my leg, and basically I kept going, forgetting everything, because Stefan said every 2 seconds, every like 10 seconds I was asked where I am, what happened, why am I here. And yeah, the ambulance came in about 10 minutes. They came over. All I can remember from that point is they came over, stabbing a needle into me, and then I was passed out, and then I woke up in the hospital with my leg back into place. After they put my hip back into place, they had to fix the hole in my head basically. So they decided to stitch it up. Well, I was fully awake, I can remember all of this. They put 7 or 8 stitches in my head, can't remember how much it exactly was, but quite a bit of stitches in my head. So I had that in my head for a week, and in the hospital they were like saying, oh, are we gonna change you to a different hospital, are we gonna take you here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna have an operation here, 1 minute we're gonna have an operation there, 1 minute I'm going to a different hospital. But then in the end they said, you can stay here tonight and then tomorrow you can leave, because they thought that I would be fit enough to leave basically. So next day rolls around, I was basically sat there until like 1 o'clock, and they said okay, I had to go buy a pair of crutches from downstairs. So mum and dad went and bought me a pair of crutches, and then I started learning how to go on crutches. I've been on crutches before, so picked it up pretty easily, and basically after that they said I can leave. Got home, and then I think it was 2 days later I had to go to a different hospital in Belgium this time, and they said about my hip, and yeah, he took my crutches off me straight away and said you can start walking. So I've been walking since that day. That was like 3 days after coming out of hospital. I started walking after dislocating my hip. That's pretty crazy to me anyway, dislocating your hip, then a couple days later, not even a week later, walking on it. So ever since then I had a week in Holland, so that's 1 week. Came back, I've had 2 weeks in England now, and then I go back to Holland tomorrow for 1 week. I had a light session, I had like 2 sessions with Stefan, and then after that I had 3 days off, and then basically since I've been back I've been training every day with like my arms, upper body, a bit of cardio, with like ropes and stuff like that. But this week I've been able to cycle, so I've been cycling in the gym and stuff like that, and obviously I can walk pretty much fine now and everything. Got pretty much really good movement in it. Got 3 more weeks until I gotta go back to the hospital to find out I've got to have another scan and stuff like that. But that is basically everything I've told you, everything I know I've told you today on this video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, add me on Snapchat, share this video, and that's it. Peace out.